Hi everyone, this is Joe Mesa. I'm here with Tephanie Brooks, and I want to showcase, she's one of many people that have taken the chance of stepping out of their comfort zone, because a lot of times we have our jobs, we have our dreams, but then we have kids and we have things and it's going on that we want to do these wonderful things, but something always stops us, right? And then it's up to us to take the chance, a leap of faith, and take a chance and do it. And Tephanie has a wonderful story. She's always wanted to do certain things, but I don't want to take away from the story. I want her to tell you directly how she had this dream of doing this, and then she finally did it. And it's amazing. It's an amazing story. So here we go. I'm going to pass my mic to Miss Tephanie, and she's going to tell you a little bit about herself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tephanie Hopper Brooks, and I will tell you that I always loved talk radio. So I listen to a lot of NPR news and things like that. And I was listening to NPR news one day, and there was a guest on the show, and they said, listen to my podcast. And I was like, podcast? So I went and I downloaded the app for the podcast. And the first podcast that I listened to is Therapy for Black Girls, because I believe in therapy. I see a therapist. Just want you guys to know it's okay to see a therapist. Mm-hmm. And so, but with my main job as the Fort Bliss volunteer manager, I could never share the monetary needs with our community. So with that, I love nonprofits for what they do for our country, for our nation, for our world. And so I started a nonprofit, Talking Nonprofits with Tephanie, so that nonprofit execs can share their story, their passion, their mission, their struggles, their victories with everybody in the community. There are so many great nonprofits that are out there who, are not known. So with Talking Nonprofits with Tephanie, my job is to connect nonprofits to the community. And I'm doing that through our podcast.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And Joe, he inspired me because during the pandemic, I was communicating with Joe, and he said, you know what, you have all this time in the world, why don't you just do it? And so everybody needs a Joe in their life, somebody who will push you to say, hey, just do it, jump in. So I jumped in head first. Of course, I did some Googling, read some podcast books, and I started my first podcast in July, and I'm on my second season. So we've had some great guests from Frontier Land Alliance, Janae Renaud Field, to The Mission Continues. And then we're also, I'm going to talk a little bit about season 2. Can I talk about season 2?
Absolutely.
So, Share your story. Season 2, we have Endeavors with Benjamin Miranda Jr. He's going to be on the Talking Nonprofits podcast. And then we also have Dr. Sandra Bram, who was the director of YWCA, but now she's in charge of a Jewish foundation in Tampa. She's going to be on the show. And I must talk about my my special friend, Zul Bailey and Philippa Solis. I just taped them last week, and they're going to be on the show in February because I have taped so many podcasts throughout this time. So I'm so excited. He actually did a little bit of a concert for me, Joe, and I was just like, oh my God, he did. Awesome. He played for me, and it's going to be an amazing podcast interview. But there are several other podcast interviews that I've had in the past. You can go and download it. Talking Nonprofits. We also have a website, talkingnonprofits.com, and then on our podcast on Apple, Spotify, you can download Talking Nonprofits. There are tons of nonprofits that you probably don't even know. You don't even know that you knew about them. Like the Rescue Mission, the story of the founder. He was a lawyer, and he turned his life around. He turned to helping the community through helping those who are homeless. And we also had the Junior League president as well. And now, I'm looking out. If you are a nonprofit exec and you want to be on our podcast show, let me know that as well. Now, the other part is, if you want to be my sponsor, you can be my sponsor too. TalkingNonprofits.com, you can let me know that as well. So I'm so excited to give nonprofits an opportunity to share their voice with our community, and not only to share, but also to reach out to the community to help others, but also maybe you might choose to donate to them. There's so many great efforts out there to help our world, and that's why I chose to do the Talking Nonprofits podcast with Tephanie. Look us up, Connecting Nonprofits to the World.